Test, test. Okay. Regular meeting of the Planning Commission, Parks and Rec Commission, September 17th, 2025. Will come to order. Naika, please take roll.
Yes, time 3:31. Commissioner Johnson,
Present.
Commissioner Delgado,
Present.
Commissioner Casilla, Vice Chair Rubalcava,
Present.
Chair Wagner.
Present.
Thank you.
Okay, I just like to make a minor announcement before we go to invocation. The cornerstone of this country, one of the cornerstones of this country was freedom of speech, and it should still be. Last Wednesday, that was violated when somebody felt assassinating somebody's free speech. Now, as a city, we have a place right there, podium to come up, and I've heard everything by everybody for every reason, good, bad, ugly, and we listen to it because it's freedom of speech. And with that being violated, it really leaves an emptiness in my heart with knowing who the individual was and what he represented. So after a quick invocation, if we can have a moment of silence before we go to the flag salute, I would really appreciate that. So can we stand for invocation, please? Lord, we just come to you tonight with thanksgiving in our heart. And we just thank you, Lord, for yet another day that you have made. We ask for your direction as individuals and as a city, but most importantly, as an individual, whether we're a son, daughter, father, mother, children, we just ask a special blessing for wisdom for all. In Jesus' precious name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
And just a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, please. Thank you. And Terry, would you lead us in the flag salute, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, moving right along. Any deletions or additions to the agenda, Naika?
We have none.
Okay, presentations?
No presentations.
Okay. Public communications. This is where we open within the open time for the members of the public to comment on any matter within the jurisdiction of the Planning Commission. Members of the public wishing to address the Planning Commission, if you're on the phone, hit *9, and in order, the secretary will tell you to hit *6, which will unmute you. You have 3 minutes to speak, and but we will go with the card we have in front of us first. And you know who you are.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Well, good afternoon. I'm Rhonda Dennis. I don't really have anything to say other than I just wanted to introduce myself to you guys, myself to you guys. You will probably see me around. I am a resident of Adelanto, been a resident for the last 6 years. I'm also trying to open up a charter school here in Adelanto. I am a retired 28-year educator and not really retired. I just stepped away from the district so that I can do my own thing. So I'm here. I'm 100% Team Adelanto, and I'm here to support this city in all of the things that our council and our mayor and you guys are trying to do. So I just wanted you to know who I am. So
What on your charter school, what grades are you shooting for?
So it's the charter school will be TK through 8th grade.
Okay,
And we will also have a preschool. So we're looking if we can get the zoning permits and everything. We're looking to start the preschool at a building on Jonathan Street. And then behind that building is about an acre where so the preschool we're hoping to start this year. The charter school, we're still in the process of putting the petition together and we have to submit it to the Adelanto School District. So we're hoping to open in fall of 26. And behind the preschool on that 1 acre is where we plan to put classroom portables.
great.
So, and then the focus or the theme for our school is financial literacy and entrepreneurship. So something that our community needs. And we'll also have like community meetings with the parents to help them to be able, to learn how to manage finances. I'm trying to partner with an organization called Operation Hope. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but
Yeah.
they're in LA. They're all over the country,
Yeah.
but they help people to become homeowners. So I'm trying to partner with them to have them come out to Adelanto and have a chapter out here as well. So that's what I'm trying to do to help do my little part to build up the city.
Great, girl.
All right.
Thank you so much. Pardon? Okay, no calls on, okay, and we open that up at what, 3:36? 34? Okay, close it at 3:38. Boy, she took a long time. Nah, that's great. That's great direction, great everything. And if you're here afterwards, I'll talk to you privately too. Anything for consent calendar? No?
None.
Okay, going to G1, tentative track map.
Yes, item G is a tentative track map 20770. I will be presenting the presentation on Chris Espinoza's behalf, planner Chris Espinoza. The tentative track map, TTM 20770 is north of Victor Road, east of Verbena Road, and the applicant is Jessica Houghton from Synergy Consulting. Do you have the slide up? Oh, yes, I'll be presenting.
She also juggles and does sideshows too.
I'm sorry. 20770 TTM. All right, next slide. Tentative track map 20770 is a single family residential subdivision. A proposal to subdivide a 9.11 acre site into 28 single family residential lots is located northeast of Victor Street and Verbena Road in the R1 single family residential zone district in the city of Adelanto, county of San Bernardino. The assessor parcel number 3132-18104. At this time, there's no development to be proposed. Next slide. In front of you, you have the project location, which is the zoning / general plan location map. It is a north single family residential zone is vacant. And south of the property is single family, which is also vacant. East is R1 single family residential, which has a few residents. And west is R1 single family. It's also a vacant site. Next slide. TTM 20770, this is the proposed subdivision map. It consists of, on a 9.11 acre site. They're going to subdivide it into 28 single family lots. And they're going to have an access from Luciano Lane and Victor Street with 2 letter lots. Next slide, please. The environmental considerations is categorically exempt by section 5183 of the California Environmental Quality Act as the project is zoned for the appropriate use in this zone. Next slide. The Housing Crisis Act declared in 2009 by Governor, it meets the State Housing Crisis, Senate Bill 330. This bill became effective January 1st, 2020, and establishes a statewide housing emergency to be in effect until January 1st, 2025, and extended through 2030 through SB 8. The several legislative measures are in place that aimed at limiting local government ordinances and policies that can be applied to housing development, and which requires local governments to facilitate and develop of housing. The Senate has a state mandate regional housing needs assessment, RHNA, as of 3,763 for the current sixth cycle, plus 2,841 deficiencies from fifth cycle, based on the Housing Crisis Act that was declared in 2019 by the governor. Next slide. Staff recommendations to adopt resolution 25-16, adopting an initial study and categorically exemption, and approve tentative track map 20770 based on the findings and the subject to conditions of approval. And that concludes my presentation. Chris Espinoza is also on the line. I believe Jessica Houghton is on the line. If you have any further questions, thank you.
Yeah, just when do you hope to get started on this, Jessica?
My apologies. I don't believe Jessica's on the line.
Okay. Well, we'll let Christian, no, we'll let Christian, he's sick, so he could just do sign language. So, okay, well, I have no further questions. If any of you all have something?
No, sir. No, sir.
Mr. Johnson is going through the fine tune. Oh, you don't have, okay, I didn't know if you had something you're searching. Okay, well, with that, we'll just go ahead and get right done with this, I believe. We'll open public comment at 3:43.
No problem.
And we will close that at,
No,
okay, carry on, sir.
So what's being presented right now is based off of our current general plan though, right?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with the next item.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay. With no further questions, I'll just go ahead and make a motion that Resolution P 25-16, a resolution of the Planning Commission of the City of Adelanto, San Bernardino County, California, adopting the categorical, there we go, exemption and making the findings and approving tentative trap map 20770 to subdivide a 9.11 acre lot into 28 single-family residential lots on a site located north of Victor Street and east of Urbina Road within a single-family residential R1 zoning district in the city of Adelanto County, County of San Bernardino, assessed parcel number 3132-181-04. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Passes 4-0. Okay, item number 2.
Item number 2, general plan amendment 2508 and zone text amendment 2501. Ordinance number 658 will be presented by myself and Mr. Luis Morales. He was the one that assisted me with this project. The applicant is the city of Adelanto, and is a proposal for a northeast mixed use overlay zone. Next slide. General plan amendments 2501 and zone text amendment 2501 is a general plan amendment proposal to amend the Adelanto North 2035 comprehensive substantial plan, the Adelanto general plan land use and zoning map to incorporate the northeast mixed use overlay zone. The purpose of this amendment is to increase residential and commercial density, expand opportunities for housing and mixed use development, and encourage economic growth and land use flexibility in the northeast area of Adelanto. The amendment includes a general plan amendment to add the proposed overlay zone on the land use and zoning map, and zone text amendment to revise Appendix A of the zoning code, incorporating standards and guidelines specific to the Northeast Mixed Use Overlay Zone. Next slide, please. The general plan amendment, land use of element is one of the mandatory general plan elements. The elements may be amended 4 times per year. Each amendment may contain many changes. The city has received many general plan inquiries for development purposes and has processed in a bundling approach. The purpose of this amendment is to increase residential and commercial density, expand opportunities for housing and mixed-use development, and allow for single-family residential units up to 1,100 square foot on minimum lot size of 3,600 square feet, and permit HUD-approved prefabricated and modular housing in the overlay zone. The land use and zoning map will remain the same, and the land use zones that will be affected is business park. Next slide. The history of the general plan and zone use. 1973 is the city's first general plan. The major amendments occurred in 1994. In 2014, the last general plan amendment update is on our current land use map. And the last GPA for the land use and zoning map was October 2022. Next slide, please. In front of you, you see the original general plan and zoning map as of 2014. This was the early general plan, which had a large manufacturing industrial area within the business park zone. There was no mixed use and there was no business park back in 2014, and the mix of housing density in the north of Adelanto. Next slide. Based on the 2023/24-25 GPA zoning map, the current map, throughout the years, there has been a few GPAs. Mixed use has increased, Airport Park has increased. And as I stated, October 2022 was the last general plan update, and the reestablishment of mixed manufacturing industrial zone is east of Highway 395. Next slide. In front of you, you see the business park area that will be affected by this amendment. Once again, it would increase the residential and commercial density. It would expand the opportunities for housing and mixed-use development. Also would encourage the economic growth and land use flexibility in the northeast area of Adelanto. It would allow single-family residential and also permit HUD-approved prefabricated and modular housing in that overlay. As you see on your screen, the outline of the mixed-use overlay is outlined in red, which is in the northeast area of the city of Adelanto. Next slide. The subject, environmental considerations, subject to CEQA, California Environmental Quality Act, an addendum to the EIRs, SCH 2014-2031-034 for Adelanto 2035 Comprehensive Sustainable Plan was prepared for the project in accordance with the city's guidelines, which determined from the whole record that the project as revised will not have a significant effect on the environment. The city did not receive any comments from responsible and affected agencies. Next slide. Staff recommendations to adopt resolution P-25-17, recommending the city council adopt the addendum to the previously adopted 2014 Environmental Impact Report, EIR, with the SCH number 201, which is state clearinghouse number 2014-203-1034, and adopt ordinance number 658, approving the general plan amendment number GPA 25-01 and zone text amendment number SC 2501, the Northeast Mixed Overlay based on the findings. And that concludes my presentations. Thank you.
Okay, before we open that up to the public, I'm going to break some things down and correct me if I'm wrong, Naika. Basically, there was a situation where they zoned that, we'll just call it more towards business. And a person that own a home over there, if he wanted to go get a loan on the home, he went into the bank that said, oh, no, you're in a business district. So now it gives it back to the property owner. So if they need to improve their home, they can go get a loan. If they want to build a home, they can go get a loan. So it was something that was apparently overlooked when they were zoning it years ago. And now I think we're just correcting it with the overlay.
That is correct.
Yeah, so us as average homeowners, it would definitely be a positive because that podium was full of people that were not real satisfied. I think Ricky might remember. So I think it's a step in the right direction. I'm glad you guys caught it and was able to come up with an overlay for that. And so that should be encouraging. And with that, I'll open up to public comment at 3:52. Great. Going once. My audience, she's gonna sit tight for a minute. So no, okay, that's great. No callers, nobody. So we'll close that at 3:52 PM. Bring it back. Any discussion or any questions on our behalves?
I do have a question.
Yes, sir.
I think this was also during the time that I was here when we were dealing with a lot of the flooding too.
Mhm.
And the homeowners weren't able to go get the relief that they needed. So considering that we passed this now, is anything going to be retroactive for them, or is this from the time that the council approves it moving forward?
Yes, moving forward. Yes.
Just moving forward.
Mhm.
Okay.
That was a good point. I forgot about the flooding one.
Yeah.
Good man, good man. Anything else?
I have nothing.
Okay, going once, going twice. Okay, so I'll go ahead and resolution of Planning Commission of the City of Adelanto, County of San Bernardino, California, adopting the addendum to the previously adopted 2014 Environmental Impact Report, schedule number 2014-203, 1034, and recommending that the city council adopt an ordinance number 658 approving general plan amendment number GPA 25-01 and zone text amendments number ZTA 25-01. Making that motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
I'm sorry, who second?
They're gonna,
Both did at the same time.
they're gonna fight over it again.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, passes 4-0. Okay, anything on Parks and Rec, Daika? Any announcements?
I have no announcements.
Okay. New business.
No new business at this moment.
Okay,
Thank you.
any comments?
I have no comments.
Okay, to the planning gentleman.
I have nothing. You good?
I have something. I'd like to propose 2 items for a future agenda for discussion. To review and clarify our current ADU ordinance and find even more strategic forward-thinking ways to expand that so that we can really hit that RENA number and kind of more empower the residents so that we're not really dependent upon developers to come in and do it. So just finding even more strategic ways without all of the regulations. And then for number
Now,
2,
With that, you're hoping that a current resident is allowed to put a ADU, like maybe on his present property and back and stuff?
yeah, and just kind of clarifying what the rules are currently, because I know we've adopted California's rules, but just even like I just saw up there today with the overlay, which I thought was really ironic, like the whole idea of prefabs, and so extending that into our ADU ordinance as well, if that's something that we're able to do. And then I also want to for discussion to a proposal to maybe require new housing developers to take traffic calming measures in the housing development, which I'll be transparent. In my case, we were asking for the speed bumps a couple of years back. So instead of having a retrofit, just to kind of incorporate that into the development so that those things are already in place so that we're not having to do it after the fact. So whether it's a stop sign, speed bump, some sort of traffic, alert system, and just have it kind of built into the housing tracks already.
Now, would you like that to go after park areas and school areas type of thing, or? Because I know average, and I'm just discussing, that's why, average residential, I'd love to see it where I live now, but they didn't do it. So in the future, when you have a park and you have kids and stuff like that, so are you targeting more towards that, or you think where a traffic study should be done and just get them in, even retro, get them in? What's your thoughts?
So if I say retro, I'm probably going to get in trouble because
No, you're not, because I'm telling you, I'll forward you my email if you didn't
Okay.
get it, because this has been a concern of the cities. And I've gotten those emails, haven't you, Naika, where we have, yeah, so we need to make sure he gets those emails,
So
because
yeah, if we can do retro, I think that's even better. But I know that there's going to be a significant cost associated with that. So if
No.
we can move forward and be proactive as those developers are coming in, we just automatically incorporate that into the development plan. And it's not intended to be punitive. It's more or less in the sense of we want families and safety and public safety. And so it may not even be required for every development. Maybe we can discuss that
Right.
it would only be after so many feet of a straight shot of some sort.
well, it's like the housing we approved tonight. There would be no purpose unless that ended up being a raceway going through their main
Right.
road, something like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it would be on an individual case. So could the planning, when we have these before, if it's somebody else didn't catch it, maybe recommend it, or make, ask the planning to take a second look at that? We'll just say,
Or we just kind of create a standard, like I said. So it won't necessarily be on an individual basis. It would be based on, so if you have a street and that street is, let's say, 400 feet long, well, if there's another street that's only 50 feet long, we might not need to put one on.
Correct.
It's 50, but if it at least hits the target of at least, this many amount of feet, okay, yeah, that's a street that we would need to put some sort of mitigating factor. Correct. Because that's what I'm
Like
dealing with on
this-
Christopher Highway, as we call it.
This complex that we just pushed forward, Bellflower and Verbena, that's a,
It's a stretch.
that's a stretch. So if they were to put one in the middle, it'll slow them down.
on Victor, you're saying if once Victor opens up, into a wider
So
street,
it
because there's
doesn't
one.
really have to be in the community itself.
Okay.
Development. Could be outside, could be like.
And Mr. Johnson, we did get or I did get I've gotten some email on that, basically, and I've laid low on it, but let me look that up, or have Naika look hers up and send it to you if you didn't get it, because they're doing just that right now, right? They keep a constant, hey, do you have any suggestions type of thing? And so they do have a situation that is top on the city's mind.
Thank you. So those are my 2 items for future agenda for discussion, please.
Okay. Anyone else? Going once, twice. I'm just going to mention the mailboxes, which I'm sure we're all aware of, because I have to go by the post office before 5 o'clock. Actually, before 4:55, when the doors get locked, because apparently we've had a lot of vandalism, and ours was posted that they were vandalized, but nothing had been vandalized. But in the other ones that have been vandalized, there's a possibility they could have made a master key off the keys, the locks that were stolen. So I do understand the security situation, and it is a little inconvenient for everybody to go by the post office, but go by there. There's a good bunch of guys working there and gals. And so just say hi and thank you. And it makes their day. I guarantee, so until we get this vandalization, everybody, your eyes and ears. And I know it's hard, but even put up one of those little fake security lights on up by your garage door if you got a mailbox out there. We got the little $2.99, and they fooled me at work because I knocked it down because I thought I was being spied on. So anyway, yeah. So bear with the post department right now, postal department, and that's all I have to mention. And with that, I'll look for a motion to close.
Motion that we adjourn.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.